trying to figure out what I would do against knight a4 in 1998, I looked at queen a5, b3, knight c5. Here is a3, that's white's trick. That's the whole point of this idea, that knight a4, a takes b4, and white ends up this first round of complications with an extra pawn. But now it's not an extra pawn without any price, because now white king is exposed, and black may try to create counter chances on the queen side. So d5, e5. I will also probably say that knight d7 leads to positions that offer black some chances, although I think it should be in white's favor. d5, e5. White tried b5 as recently as in 2004, eventually play e1 valley, but I don't think that it offers white much. After 21 bishop f4 one valley, could have played bishop c5, and rook is untouchable because then black is winning. E5 is very, very natural, and obviously the best move. White advances in the center, gets some extra space, and prepares potential attack with f4, f5, knight b6. Here is a first, or not the first already, it's one of the critical positions, and frankly speaking, I thought it would be working nicely for black, because in 1998, also in 1999, we only looked at a5 as the most natural move. What else? Well, pawn is hanging on a4, and a5 is so natural. Knight c4, and queen c3, and queen e7. That's the move I found in 98, and that's how my game with Topalov advanced in 1999 in Linares. So Topalov played quite quickly. a5, knight c4, queen c3, but after queen e7, he sank into deep thought, because it's very clear that white has to do its utmost to avoid an immediate disaster. So Topalov found the best way by sacrificing the exchange, and he almost saved the game, but I actually won it. But if I played queen d5 instead of bishop e7, probably it would be even difficult for white to survive to this long endgame. But then Bologan entered the discussion, and he found the move rook h3. At least that's the game, one of the first games I saw, and it's quite an amazing idea that white is sacrificing pawn on a4, because after knight a4 it plays bishop f2, and then if rook c8, then bishop e1, preventing knight appearing on c3. Then rook comes on a3, and it's clear that black has not enough resources to exploit the weakness of the white's king, while white is preparing either f5 or even g5. So counting on the fact that black king is not going to find the safe place, and in many endgames, or in if position is simplified, then white has a positional advantage. So rook h3 is also a very unusual concept, typical for this sharp and complicated irrational positions, and I used it successfully against the same opponent. Now, my game against Topalov in Vikhanze 2001. So Topalov knew about rook h3, and he came up with also new move knight c4, queen c3, rook c8. But I was not very much impressed. I thought after bishop d2, I definitely have upper hand. It's an extra pawn, and also black has no immediate threats. And if white king is not very safe, same could be said about his black counterpart. So bishop e7. Another one was queen e7, but then white keeps an extra pawn, and it seems that black can break through this very solid central position. So bishop e7, bishop e1, rook b8. That's probably not the best move, but Topalov's trying to play on against the b4, just to organize some attack on the king side, on the queen side. f5, bishop c8, and then the game is sort of transposed. White took on c4, and now it's creating threats on the king side and in the center. Bishop d7, take g5. So that's quite an energetic approach. So h takes g5. So after h5, c3, bishop a4, knight e6. Then that's it. Quite a terrible endgame. So after exchanges, Topalov took on e5. So bishop takes g5 was not working. White had, it's just machine line. So that's why I shouldn't probably make too many comments. And white is winning at the end. So queen takes e5, queen h5, and knight f3. So it was quite an intuitive move. I didn't see all the lines, but yeah, I had good feelings, as always against Topalov in the Kanze, that this combination had to work. And queen a1 check, king d2 was not working. Even the trick rook d8 now, trying to use this open check, threatening bishop a8, winning the queen, is not working because king goes on e3, and now with the g6, queen h6, and then it's an end game, but black is lost. Queen e3 check, and here instead of king b2, very natural move, I had to play bishop d2, queen a3, king b1. So it's not very natural. It's just somehow against our instincts, because there are so many potential checks, but it's as analysis shows, it was not working, and white was winning. So you can just find it for yourself. So at the end, it all leads to a winning endgame. And after king b2, Topalov could take on a4, bishop c3, rook takes b4, and in these complications he could have saved the game, but he made an immediate mistake, bishop e8, and then the bishop c3, it was all over. So I wouldn't go through all these complications because they have nothing to do with the opening stage, but it was very clear that rook h3 challenges black, and it's not easy to find a decent response. Also, again, I have to admit that I wouldn't bet the bottom dollar on the fact that black is facing unsurmountable troubles. There were many games played, and sometimes black even succeeded with ideas playing somehow h5 here, to force white to play g5, and then after g6 it could stall any advance on the king side, and there are other moves were used, like some bishop e7. Just black tried number of options, and I think there's still new ideas to be found. Also, I would prefer personally white as my latest memories when I analyze this position recalled. But if black is not happy with this position after rook h3, it had to find something else. And as it happens in the games of some key experts of Najdorf, new idea was found. This time it was again Boris Gelfand who came up with a very unusual idea at move 14.